Oh, welcome back to Opening Bell. I want to focus on these markets. Look, we're down for the fourth day in a row as the uncertainty really creeping in. Ben Sturgill, Chief Market Strategist, Smart Data Trading, is with me now. And we've seen the VIX here climbing above 23. And folks are saying with the Mag 7 crossing 20 trillion in market cap combined, is everything too frothy? Or are they still buying? What do you think? Is there more uncertainty now?
I think uncertainty is the name of the game, Nicole. Up until this point, what we've seen is this expectation of another Fed cut in December. And the minute we lost data from the government in October, that's unprecedented. 104 years of not having that data reported and then not back reported. And that's what Trump said, hey, we're not going to get this data. That has caused tremendous uncertainty. That's what we're seeing in the VIX, and that's what we're seeing the market respond to.
And I'm going to get to your picks in a minute because you do have Mag 7 names in your picks. When do you see opportunity? I mean, the volatility brings opportunity because for the last 3 years, anytime somebody bought on the dip, they did well. Are you going to use that strategy going forward until something changes?
That's been my case. I really believe in Amazon. When you read their earnings report from this past quarter, they said AWS blew it out of the water, incredible growth. And so I know Cloudflare's outage today doesn't help too much to that case. But at the same time, these are businesses that I believe because of technology, its involvement in our life, in the world, and its future impact are just going to continue to grow exponentially. Now, is there some froth in the market? Absolutely. Did we extend? Absolutely. But I think that buying the dip, that's what they say. The trend is your friend until it ends. It has not ended yet. And Amazon had a tremendous earnings report. And even though with the downgrade, I still see this being a name that pushes up into 300 into the spring and the summer.
Well, let's talk about Nvidia a little more here because right now we're seeing Nvidia year to date is up over 35%. It's been an incredible performer. We're seeing some big names selling off Nvidia. We're getting some cautionary comments from JP Morgan. Some of the other big investors have been selling it off. Some of your thoughts on Nvidia because Jensen Huang seems so positive. What do you think?
Yeah, again, this is, I think, the core of the future of computing. They have a stranglehold on chips. They have partnerships with so many major tech companies in terms of them being able to provide what they need in order for that tech company to really move forward into the AI age. And so I think long term, Nvidia is absolutely fine. Is there going to be, some uncertainty and worry around earnings? Of course, because that becomes the narrative right now. The narrative is that, AI and valuations and those things. And as a result, you're going to see some pullback. But long term, Nvidia is 100% the front runner in this space. And I think a long term investment, it makes sense with Nvidia because of that positioning.
So JP Morgan also noting that we're gliding into a pretty good environment. Corporate America has sort of absorbed the tariffs, and we're waiting on the Fed too. Anything that comes out of Washington, whether it means a good place or not a good place for 2026?
Well, as you said, it comes down to the Fed, right? We had this expectation about 3 to 4 weeks ago that it was a 90% lock. The Fed would drop rates in December. And now they're starting to, speak more hawkish. We have 3 speakers from the Fed today. I think the FOMC minutes that are released tomorrow at 2 is going to speak into that. But let's face it, if, Trump wants rates lower, rates are going to be lower, whether Powell complies or he's got to replace them. So again, looking forward, we have this uncertainty now into December, but I think into the spring, into the summer, we see those rates come down. We see quantitative tightening end, which means it's just a matter of time for the balance sheet to open back up.
So let's, excuse me, let's get to Google. You have a 385 price target. Got the Buffett bump yesterday. Tell me more.
Well, again, Warren Buffett, you look at the guys who have done it well for so long, and here's a guy who continues to increase his stake. This has been a innovative company. They have been doing massive research for multiple years to be able to stay not just competitive, but ahead of peers in this space. And so, I started following Warren when I was 15 years old. And he has not led me wrong my entire life in terms of what he's looking at. And so if he's in, again, I think that just speaks loads to what many have already known about Google, that they are innovative, that they are spending their money in the right places and in the right ways. And again, I could easily see another 30 to 40% upside in Google because the way they're positioning themselves to not just compete, but to be, out in front in this AI and technological advance we're going to see over the next 3 to 5 years.
Wow, that's big, 30 to 40% upside. I like hearing it. Certainly makes people feel good if they own this. What about a name like Tesla? You have a price target of 422. And do you often put price targets like this? I mean, I'm sure you have a whole method of how you come up with your price targets, but it's interesting that you have the price targets that you do.
Yeah, my price target on Tesla is actually 1,000. I just want to see it break 422 in order to hold that level. We see that's been a pretty significant resistance level. Above 422, I think it pushes back to 475. And then above 475, I think in the next 3 to 5 years, I would say 1,000 on Tesla because we see robo-taxis coming, an incredible disruption to the transportation industry. We see humanoid robots, Optimus coming. Again, going to be a tremendous disruption to multiple industries. And so, let's face it, in order for Elon to get paid his $1 trillion, Tesla has got to be an 8x from here. And if he can show us what he's done up until this point, I believe he can take them forward to that point.
Wow, exciting. All right, I'm waiting for the 1,000 then, Ben. Good to see you. Ben Sturgill, Smart Data Trading. Ben, thank you.